You remember the video of RFK before he dropped out of the presidential race, where he's like on a beach working out, and everyone was like, he's so healthy, but he was benching like 75 pounds.
I do. Sponsored by Kleenex.
Was it? What?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
sponsored by Kleenex.
Okay, I'm so confused. Nonetheless, I thought he was in jeans because he was like out and about doing campaign shit, and just like was like, let me hop in. No, he works out in jeans. One of my mutuals out in Washington, D.C. was at the gym this morning and posted a picture, and he was just there in like jeans and like a collared shirt working out.
Jeans I have seen before. Collared shirt is a step above.
I've seen jeans. Jeans is never okay, but I know with RFK that smell is something else.
Oh yeah, he still has a piece of that dead bear in his back pocket. Sponsored by Kleenex.
Wet jeans don't smell good. Like when I wear jeans and like it rains, they don't smell good.
Wait? Okay, hold on. I'm actually not sponsored by Kleenex. Let's just get that out of the way. Secondly, isn't there a thing where you're like not supposed to wash jeans?
Yes, kind of.
Why?
So
you like put them in the freezer or something?
No. So jeans, well, denim, the material denim, because some jeans are not made from denim.
Yeah.
But if you buy like these right here that I'm wearing are actual denim, like these are Levi jeans. So because of the way that they're dyed and the way that they are like woven together, it can actually make them degrade faster by washing them. So what you are supposed to do is if you have like a stain on them, you can wash them. Like if you have a fresh pair of jeans, you go out and you spill fucking tobacco on it. I don't know. Whatever. I'm thinking like RFK. You spill fucking chewing tobacco on it and there's a giant brown stain on it. Go ahead and wash them. But if like I wore these the other day to a movie premiere. And I didn't wash them. I just folded them in.
Wait, you went to a movie premiere?
Yeah.
Like the red carpet thing?
No, like an advanced screening here in Sacramento. But like I didn't wash them. I just folded them inside out and hung them up for like overnight.
Okay.
Or you can like leave them outside hung up to like let the air go through them, but you really just need them to not stink. So as long as they don't stink, you don't have to wash them. Once they kind of start to get a little bit of an odor.
When was the last time you washed those?
This is only the second time since I've washed them that I've worn them.
Yeah, but when did you wash them? Like how stinky are your jeans?
That's a great question. I think I wore these last when I went to Beyonce, so in May. So I wore them for the first time on Tuesday since May.
Okay.
And then...
Did you wash them after Beyonce?
Yes, because I was super sweaty.
Okay.
So I wore them in May. Washed. Oh, I also was super
Wearing
sweaty.
Jeans to a concert is also crazy. That's like on par.
It was a cowboy themed concert.
That's still crazy. Like you can wear like jean shorts or something.
That's what Sean did.
I just feel like jeans at a concert is wild.
It was okay. It was also in LA, but it was cold.
Okay.
It was weird. It was actually pretty cold
in May in LA.
And the way, and on top of all that, the way they built SoFi Stadium, it's like it's open. It's not open air where there's nothing covering it, but it's not a dome where it's a hard top. So it's like a weird like.
It's got like a sunroof on it.
No, it has like netting on top of it, like super like sheer netting, and the way I guess it's built is it's kind of like a funnel, so it sucks hot air out. So there's no air conditioning. But like the way it's built prevents hot air from coming in, but sucks hot air out. So it was already kind of overcast because it was like, first off, it was right by LAX, so it's kind of near the water.
Yeah.
But that isn't really a thing in LA as much as it is here. But it was like 75 degrees outside, and then we got inside the stadium and it was like 62. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Architecture's crazy.
Yeah, the way
like all the old like Roman shit, how they figured out that if you build it in such a way that a person standing here can talk normally and someone all the way in the back can hear him, like the amphitheater structure.
Yeah.
And shit. Like that stuff like that, like functional architecture is always something that I've just been like, wow, that's cool.
I do have to give it to the Europeans. I did mischaracterize them, which is something that I quite frequently do, but never apologize for because yeah, that's like my heritage, man. dissing the Europeans. But because you know how like in the UK, well, Europe, I think at large, they don't have AC.
Yeah.
And everyone is just like, because they're like, okay, first off, I fucking hate it when I'm looking at like a European complaining about the heat and they're like, oh my God, it's 32 degrees Celsius. And I'm like, oh my God, this must be like unprecedented. And then I look it up and it's like 73 degrees. And it's like,
yeah, and they're having heat strokes and just pleasant weather.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that was like a nice day in Sacramento. Like,
Yeah.
That's a extremely cool, you'll probably see people in like beanies in LA at 73. So first off, knock that off. Stop that. That's annoying. But I didn't know. For some reason, I just thought that they were stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was like they didn't have AC and that was it. That was just the end of the story. But apparently all their houses are built in such a way that like
to retain heat,
prevent heat from coming in and retain the temperature inside.
Yeah. So
like their windows, the way they install windows, they use like a different type of glass. They have like funnels in their house. I don't know if we have some here, but they are like funnels on top of like that crawl space that just spin naturally.
Yeah.
There's no energy behind them and all it does is siphon out hot air. So it like, the insulation is different. So their architecture for like normal houses there keeps it relatively cool without AC.
Yeah.
But they're just getting threatened so much by like 85-degree weather that they're like, we need AC.
Well, yeah, all their houses are like old as fuck. Like they had knights and peasants and shit when they built some of those.
Even the new houses though are like built in such a way that like
it's like ingrained into the British mind that you're not supposed to be comfortable in your own house.
Well, that's all. It's like I think we should do that here, but we should still keep our ACs because then it could be super cold.
Dude, my apartment has been like threateningly cold over
Is
summer.
Is it because you have a hole in your roof?
No, the hole got filled. And then, but we've just, there was one day we had some people over and we were keeping the AC at like 73 and it felt like pleasant in there. But then we had people over and the extra body heat was like making the apartment hot. And so we turned it down to 70 and we just haven't turned it back up.
Oh.
And then that at night in combination with this fan that we have at the end of the bed just blasting straight at us, gives me hypothermia when I wake up in the morning.
So we have been keeping it at 75 and that's usually good. When people come over, we turn it down to 72. That's what it's at right now. But we found out that we had it set to auto for the fan speed. So it wasn't able to like tell that it was hot in here because it was just trying to get it down to 75. And so it was like trickling air out and it was like so hot. It was like 90 degrees in here one day, even though we had it set to 75 because it was on like auto. So then we kicked it up to high and it immediately cooled down.
Yeah, AC is a wonderful invention.
It's a wonderful invention, but it's stupid at the same time. It's like, it's so finicky. It's like, just make it cold.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Your thermostat will just randomly explode sometimes, and it's just like, why?
There was one day when we were watching Sean's parents' house, and their AC went out. One of their ACs, because they have two. And I was like, I can't stay here, actually. I'm not going to do that, because it was the middle of summer.
Dude, I found out how thermostats in cars worked yesterday. Like for the engine, to cool the engine temp. I always thought it was just like, well, I mean, I guess it depends on what type, but the type that I was looking at, it I always assumed it was just like a thermometer or something, like reading the temperature of the engine and then telling the coolant system to kick in, which could be in how modern cars are. But the car that I was looking at, it in the coolant system there's this thing, and it's like a valve, like a pressure valve. It will open and close based off the temperature of the engine, and it has wax on the inside of it that as the engine heats up and builds pressure, it will kind of like melt it a little bit, which will allow the valve to pop open and then let the coolant in to cool it off. And then when it's cold enough, or when you turn the car off after a while, it will like harden again and then shut.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
I didn't know that the heater in a car was just the engine heat blowing on you.
Yeah.
I for some reason I thought there was actual like heating mechanisms, and I was like,
Thought
well,
there was a little fireplace in your engine
yeah,
bay.
yeah. I was like, well, it does make sense. There's several thousand tiny small explosions happening in my engine as I'm driving, so I guess
Yeah.
that would help. But yeah,
I feel like I had something else I wanted to say. I can't remember what the fuck it was. Oh, the Battlefield 6 beta.
yeah.
Have you played it?
No,
Oh, why not?
because I was supposed to play it yesterday because I was supposed to be home until 4:30 by myself, and then I had to leave early
Aw.
because
I played so much of it. I have almost every challenge complete except for the revive people. I need to do that, but it's so fucking good.
I don't. Okay, this is not like a jab. I don't need to play the beta. I want to, but like I'm sold on it.
Yeah.
The second people are like Battlefield is back, because Battlefield fans are very like finicky.
Yeah.
They will not mince words. Call of Duty people, they'll say, "Oh, this is so good," and it could just be dog shit.
Yeah.
It could be a non-functioning game. The guns can't fire, and they're still like, "This is great. We have fucking Nicki Minaj and for some reason now American Dad that we can play as. This is great." Hell yeah, Nuketown for the 80th time. But Battlefield fans are like, so this gun has a slight bit more recoil than the little bar says it does, so I'm not buying this game.
No, yeah, it's great.
The fact that people are saying like it's a good game in beta, it's sold.
Yeah. There's a lot of like streamers bitching about it, like the big ones. The two I have seen the most about are, I don't know if you know either of these people, but XQC and Shroud.
I do know both of them by name. I couldn't pick them out in a crowd, but I do know both of them.
Okay, yeah, but XQC was like, this needs a battle pass. This needs like a reason to log in every day and shit like that. And people are like, please, DICE, EA, do not listen to these people. This game is perfect as it is right now. Like, you could, aside from, maybe throwing a couple more maps.
Perhaps the reason that it's enough to log in every day is because it's a well-functioning game.
Yes. Not everything needs to be capitalized and fucking microtransacted to death. Like, the game by itself should be enough for you to log in every day, because that's what I'm going to be doing October 10th when that shit comes out. Like, I mean,
look at like,
I'm calling out that day.
Look at like Battlefield 1. They stopped updating that after about a year, I think. I think the French expansion pack was like the last thing they put in that. And people still played it even when Battlefield 5 came out, because Battlefield 5 was such dog shit.
Yeah.
That like they were like, well, why would we switch? There was nothing being added to Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
Security patches and like, bug patches, but that's about it. It was good enough on its own after all the expansions were released that it didn't need anything. And that was before Battle Royales.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, Battlefield 6 is supposedly coming with a Battle Royale mode. We'll not be playing it, though.
I don't think it's going to be as popular. I think... Okay, so do they have an operations function?
No, not yet. I hope they bring it back. But there is a game mode called Breakthrough that works similar to how Operations did, except going across like 3 maps and having like lives and the behemoths and the shit. Like, if you failed.
Is that the thing I sent you with like 1,000 lives in it?
No, that's just normal conquest. Yeah, it goes really fast though.
Yeah. You can't stay alive more than 30 seconds in a Battlefield game.
Well, it's not only deaths that count towards your shit decreasing, but also like if you have flags. 3 objectives, and then enemies drain. But the Breakthrough one is literally like, you have 200 lives, you need to capture this sector. Once you capture this sector, the bad guys fall back to the next one, and then you like regain some of the lives.
Oh, so that is an operations.
Yeah, but it doesn't go across multiple. If you lose all 200, you just lose. There's no like, oh, we've lost one of our tries, and then you try again at whatever sector you stopped at.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay,
and then it's just on one map.
Because in operations in Battlefield 1, if you were attacking, you got multiple tries.
Yeah.
And if you were defending, you got multiple maps.
Yeah.
So you could be pushed back, lose the map, that's fine. And then you can get them on the next 2.
Yeah.
And stop them. Okay.
I was thinking about this. I don't know how they would do operations. Like the map thing, that's easy to do. The like multiple tries, that's fine. The thing that I don't know what they would do is the behemoths. because you had like the armored train, you had like the warship, you had the blimp. I like
The blimp was in Italy.
yeah.
The train was in
Uh
Oil of Empires.
yeah.
And then the blimp was also in the French one.
Yeah, and then the warship was on that
Like the Arctic Russian expansion.
yeah. But I'm just like, I don't know what they would do for behemoths because we don't like really
B-52s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
Is
a
it just
bunker
gonna be
buster.
like an AC-130?
Shoot
like,
down the
what
drone.
do you get? Like,
Shoot down the Reaper.
yeah, an FPV drone swarm.
Whoa, what do you think? Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen
nuclear missile?
Well, I guess they could do like a squadron of like F-16s coming in.
Yeah, that's what
like, you know
someone
how
was saying. Like, you either get like just more tanks or more planes or something.
Well, like, you know how in Battlefront 2, you can't just like play as a character. You have to like unlock that, like a special character.
Oh yeah, you got to get the points and then play as them.
And then and then they're like, oh, you know, Darth Vader's here, whatever. Maybe they do that where it's like, you know, you don't just get to be in an F-16. You have to like build up points or whatever, or your team has to build it up and then activate it. And then once it's activated, you know, squadron comes in or something. And then it goes from land to just air, or land to sea.
I don't like that. I think just having the planes and helicopters just available for anyone
they could
to
still
use.
Is there a I guess a seaside map yet or no?
I don't think so.
I mean,
there's
if they
like
have
two urban maps and then one that's on like a cliff face.
So urban maps, I can see like the B-52, but you're not going to be able to shoot that down.
Yeah.
So there's nothing really you can do there. But
also, it would just do like one pass and like.
Yeah, if they have like a map where there's like water near it, they could still do a battleship.
Yeah, they definitely could.
Because that just can just sit off the shore and shoot.
Yeah.
But
I think the best way for them to do it, if they wanted to give like some advantage to the attacking team off they lose, would be just like more tanks and planes.
I mean, they could still do the train. We don't do it, but they could still do it.
People would be pissed off at that. It would be sick, but people would be pissed off.
It's a bullet train.
Yeah.
Gotta go real fast. I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, Battlefield 6 is great. Last day of the open beta is today, the day we are recording, August 10th. And then it will be back Saturday and Sunday next weekend. And then as far as I know, nothing until release.
That's good. Take back all the feedback. That's not stupid Twitch streamers. Because how else are they going to get the views?
Yeah.
But we're going to get the views on this episode of the Learning Curve podcast.
Woo! Sponsored by Kleenex.
Landed that. We have not introduced ourselves for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So we should do that.
I am Bodhi, aka Shrinky Dink, aka John Battlefield.
I'm in my jeans.
Are they good?
They're comfy.
But would you say you have good jeans?
I have great jeans.
All right. So I had the idea for this episode since like earlier in the week. Did not do anything about it until last night after I drank 2 bottles of soju. So we are going to see how coherent my notes are.
Oh, good.
But we're talking about Vlad the Impaler today. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he's the inspiration for Dracula.
Yeah, the OG Dracula. There's evidently some like debate about that. If who wrote it? Bram Stoker, right? That was the guy's name. If he actually used Vlad the Impaler as inspiration. I mean, his Vlad was named. I didn't write his full name down. Oh, excuse me. Vlad the Impaler. His real name was Vlad Dracula. So I mean, it's like the line is there, but it's debated on if he took anything except the name.
The Stokers were very interesting people because his wife was kind of a bitch. I didn't know a nice way to. I was trying to find a nice way to say that, but
I don't know anything about Stokers.
Well, he wrote the book, and it's my favorite book of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just so good. Well, no, it's my second favorite book of all time.
His first favorite is the Bible.
Oh, love the fucking Bible. No, my first favorite is Foundation and Earth. But he dies, and then a movie studio says, hey, we're going to adapt this story into a movie, but we don't want to pay for the rights. So we're going to make one that's very similar in the story, but we're going to call it Nosferatu. And then they do that, and then the wife is like, actually, you can't do that.
Did she? Well, no, never mind. Dracula was written like fucking 200 years ago or something, right?
Late 1800s, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was about to ask if the wife had a problem with the like most recent Nosferatu that came out.
just like few hundred years old. No, yeah. So they ended up having to pull Nosferatu off of like all theaters that it was playing in, you know, the 1930s. So it wasn't a lot of theaters, but
That's crazy.
they had to basically they were ordered to destroy every copy.
Mm-hmm.
So every time someone watches Nosferatu today, not the new one, but the old one, because you can still watch it, it's an illegal copy.
Hell yeah.
Not anymore, because Dracula is now public domain.
I was about to say that shit, even with Disney's fucking intervening, has been public domain for a while now.
But there was someone from the movie studio, when they were ordered to destroy it, that kept a single copy. So every single like version that you see of that now, it is duplicated from that original film reel.
Yeah.
And so it is technically like a retroactive illegal copy. It's not illegal to play it, obviously, but like,
yeah,
it had someone not done something illegal to preserve that, it would have just been lost media. And it's such a good movie. It is so, for a 1930s movie, it's actually kind of crazy. It looks better than some movies that are made today.
Oh yeah.
And it's a silent film, so it's like has a little music playing, and then they talk, and then
there's Dracula being like, "I want to suck your balls."
It's so interesting.
On like a title card.
It's so interesting. Wait, what?
What? I said the words are on a title card.
Yeah. It's actually very interesting because the whole like thing about Dracula is it's a romance. Like Dracula's hot. Like that's his whole thing.
Yeah, isn't he like bald?
No.
In the film?
Oh, in Nosferatu?
Yeah,
he's like disfigured. He looks like a vampire. He looks like Man-Bat from Batman. Like he looks gross. He's like 8 feet tall or whatever. And that's like the funny thing is like the whole point of Dracula is that he's hot and like seduces people.
Because he's 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Height matters. Don't let anybody tell you different.
But Nosferatu, he's just like this like ugly creature. They kind of take that part out. But it's very funny because like the whole thing with Dracula, when John Harkness gets to the castle and meets Dracula, he's like kind of like this old decrepit man, but he gets life back as he drinks people's blood. But he doesn't look, well, he has fangs and he has like bony like fingers and claws. But Jonathan kind of is just like, this guy's a hermit. So yeah, he kind of looks a little weird, but like whatever. The other guy, the Count Orlok from Nosferatu, just looks like a vampire, and they're like, something's not right. And he's like, I'm a vampire, and they're like, I can't quite put my finger on it. Something's not right. So, but yeah.
So yeah, this is the guy that all of that is supposedly based off of. He's from modern Romania, but back in the day it was called Wallachia. It was split into 2 sections. I think it was like north and south. The northern section was called Mutania, and then the south section was called Oltania.
Okay.
And then within all of that was the lands of Transylvania, where
everyone is trans.
Vlad Dracula was born. Yeah, everyone was trans. He was born in 1431 and he died 1476. He was 45.
So he did not know. He did not know about the Americas.
Nope.
That's like another thing with Dracula is it takes place in like modern day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, modern day relative to when it was met. So like they have a full on cowboy in the book. It's the most hilarious thing. Like Bram Stoker did have a good sense of humor.
Vlad was the second of 4 brothers of the noble family of Dracula. His father was Vlad the Second. And they get the name Dracula from the Holy Roman Empire. Like they defended it against the Ottoman Empire. They were trying to invade Europe, and then the Dracula family kind of held them back. And then they were given the name Dracula. Dracula means dragon, so they were called like the House of the Dragon. And then Dracula just means like the son of
Say that again.
Dracula, House of the Dragon.
I don't know the Game of Thrones theme song, but
oh, I didn't know that was a Game of Thrones thing.
Wait, okay, so he was like active during the Holy Roman Empire, because the Holy Roman Empire, at least according to Google AI, because I'm not going to keep scrolling down because that's embarrassing, ended in 1806.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Holy Roman Empire and the Ottoman Empire were continuously at each other's throats, and then the Dracula family kind of held off one of their invasions, and then they were given that name. I don't know what their name was before Dracula, but
I think it's so funny. Hold on. Okay, so Abraham Lincoln was born in 1809.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of crazy how like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter could be a thing. Like that vampires are going into hiding after the collapse of the Holy Roman Empire in 1806.
Yeah.
Lincoln reads about it in grade school.
Yeah.
And becomes a vampire hunter.
Yeah.
I do think it's kind of crazy. It always mind boggles me. First off, the Ottoman Empire didn't collapse until after World War One.
Yeah.
But like we just had these like crazy like Game of Thrones style like factions over in Europe. Like while George Washington was walking around. Like that doesn't like sit right with me. Those are two different portions. Like
yeah.
Why are you in shining armor with a sword?
Wasn't Abraham Lincoln also around for like the fax machine or something?
He was the first president to have his picture taken, I think.
Yeah, I know that, but I could have swore there was something with fax machines and Abraham Lincoln.
Fax machines, hold on. Fax machines are super old. When fax 18 Damn. No. Well, okay. So it said that the first rendition of it is an electric printing telegraph. So the telegraph comes in and it prints out like what you need it to say, but it's probably going to print it out in Morse code. That was 1843. But the first...
That was Abraham Lincoln time, right?
Correct. And the first fax machine, the commercial facsimile machine between Lyon and Paris, was in 1863, which was also during the time of Lincoln.
Yeah, okay. So he was around for fax machines.
He was in a weird spot.
Yeah, that's crazy. He didn't know about dinosaurs.
He didn't know about dinosaurs.
But he had a fax machine.
Alive for the end of slavery and the beginning of like the modern civil rights movement.
I don't know if he was around for the beginning of it.
Yeah, the war ended.
Yeah, and then he died like right after.
But he was still there. They drafted.
I mean,
the plan.
I guess he started it by ending slavery.
I mean, look, if you're born on September 10th, 2001, you were around for 9/11. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, you could say that you lived through 9/11. Like, I lived through 9/11, of course, because I was, on the opposite end of the country.
That's so dumb.
But
1 day old, that's like almost stolen valor.
We have someone that we know that was born. Oh, no, I lied. Their birthday is just September 11th. I thought they were born on 9/11.
My assistant was born on the first year anniversary of 9/11, and she was always saying how in school she would cry on her birthday every year because it would be like her birthday and she'd be like, "Woo, my birthday." And then people would be like, "This is what happened. Look at the people burning, jumping off of the building."
I'm sorry, my birthday comes first before any national holiday.
Any national holiday?
Yeah. 9/11's a national holiday. Or a civic holiday, I think. It's not like a federal holiday. Anyway.
Yeah. So
Holy Roman Empire.
Holy Roman Empire, they had dragons. After the father defended Europe from the Ottoman Empire, he sent 2 of his sons, Vlad and another one, to the Ottoman Empire as like collateral that he wouldn't like attack them or anything in retaliation.
Did they send 2 of their sons back?
No.
Okay. This is eerily similar to the plot of season 4 of Fargo.
They had the Ottoman Empire in
No.
Spokane, Washington,
so
wherever the fuck Fargo takes.
Do you know what Fargo is?
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie?
No.
Okay, so the movie is a Coen brother movie. It's like a crime comedy because the Coen brothers have like that weird, quirky kind of thing to their. They made a show out of it that had nothing to do with the actual movie. It was just called Fargo.
Yeah.
And then it promptly never is actually in Fargo. So who knows why they do that? But the thing was, season 1 was in Bemidji, which was in the movie. And that's in Minnesota. Season 2 was a prequel to season 1. And then season 3 was
a prequel to season 2.
No, season 3 was modern day, and it was in or around the North Dakota area, but it was not in Fargo. For some reason in season 4, they were like, we're going to Kansas City. And it was like, okay, that's many states away. But it's about the mafia, and it honestly, the concept of it probably had the best potential, but the execution was probably the worst they've had in the series. But it's about the black mob versus the Italian mob in Kansas City, and they like trade sons, and the sons for some reason believe that they trade them when they're very, very young, and the grown-up sons like believe that they are actually the sons of the people they're living with, and it's like, so this black child is the sons of these 2 Italians. What?
Well, I mean, that was pretty common with the whole, like, during kingdom time and shit. You'd be like, okay, my prince is going to marry your princess, and we will be at peace for 1,000 years.
But but like sending your sons to live with them, it's like, okay. That's also the plot of, like, the whole New Gods portion of DC Comics, which is interesting.
Hell yeah.
Love that. Okay, continue. He sends his sons.
He sends his sons to the Ottoman Empire as collateral, saying he's not going to like retaliate against them. His dad and one of his brothers gets assassinated, and then Vlad gets released by the Ottoman Empire, and he goes back home.
Okay, wait. So the guy that sent, because there's 2 Vlads. The guy that sent his sons, Vlad the Impaler, was one of the sons.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's talked about during his time at the Ottoman Empire, he was like not like tortured, but like treated like shit. And so that's kind of where some of his brutality comes from, is him like just having that ingrained in him from a young age. And then he eventually goes on a campaign to reclaim his father's throne in
That's kind of
Wallachia.
jarring if you're born in Romania, because the capital of the Ottoman Empire was Constantinople. So that's like Mediterranean.
Yeah.
That's kind of a jarring, like, change of scenery.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after he was released by the Ottomans supported him they like backed him to have the Wallachian throne because they like already knew him and shit. So if they wanted like an in into Europe or something, they figured he'd be like agreeable and help them. And then so that was 1488. He held the throne. He was kicked off of it by the Hungarians. Like Hungary comes out of nowhere and like deposes him. And so he like fought against them for a little bit, but then switched alliances from being like cool with the Ottomans to cool with the Hungarians, just so he can have the seat again.
Okay. Average politician.
Or sorry, he held his father's lands in Transylvania when he aligned with the Hungarians.
Okay.
So he didn't have control over the whole area. He just had like his father's lands in Transylvania. And then the Turks invade in 1456. And then Vlad like invaded his own country too to retake his throne. So he just essentially started like a rebellion.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was very brutal. He would leave people on stakes to die. Like he would just like put a fucking pole through them and then stick them in the ground.
Yeah. Wasn't it through their butt too? It was through their butt. It was through their butt up through their mouth, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, he would just stake them like that. He evidently left them in very like geometric pattern too, which I didn't know. I thought he just kind of just stuck them there, but he like made designs and shit like crop circles. They didn't look like crop circles.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Lessens the blow when you come up on that, like in the battlefield. You're like, oh,
yeah,
this is a nice hexagon.
He didn't discriminate either on who he impaled, whether they were like foreign enemies or like his neighbor. Like if anyone pissed him off, they were impaled pretty much.
Okay.
His main targets though were nobles and merchants. So
what role do nobles play? That's what always confuses me.
What do you mean?
Well, because sometimes
they're just like wealthy, powerful people that exist
oligarchs.
in the country.
Oligarchs. Okay, yeah. Because sometimes nobles are like just like middle class people, but sometimes they're not.
I don't know if I've ever, like in that time, nobles were always like wealthy people.
Okay.
But yeah, any merchants that he thought were being like dishonest or price gouging or something like that, he would impale them.
Woke Dracula.
Yeah, so
progressive Dracula.
A lot of people are like, oh yeah, he was like an ancient like Robin Hood type figure.
I don't think so, because he himself was very rich.
Yeah, he did hold a lot of I
mean, his family
power.
was the ruling class.
Yeah.
And Robin Hood was famously not the ruling class.
Yeah. He invited a lot of powerful families to an Easter feast. He was like, oh yeah, everybody like come here, like let's all gather and celebrate. And then he ended up arresting them all. So this was his move to like consolidate power after he retook the throne. Just anybody that had any sort of influence, he gathered them up and arrested them all.
Okay.
Some of which were to blame for like his dad and his brother's death.
Right.
And then he just impaled all of them. And then this is where the whole like, oh, he was a good guy thing falls apart. Because
what?
in Romania he is considered to be like a hero
today.
Yeah.
Well, because he's, I mean, that's their tourism.
Yeah. But at one point he had a bunch of like where's the note? Or no, sorry, he didn't kill all of the powerful families. If they were too old, he impaled them. Otherwise, they were slaves to build his castle.
Slaves not woke. Setting an age limit woke. So
yeah. So he took all of these wealthy and powerful people and were like, you're going to build for me now. Because he wanted to build like a castle along like a coastline, I think is what it was.
Okay.
As his like base of operations. He used cruelty to enforce morality amongst his people, like whatever he considered to be moral.
What kind of cruelty?
Same thing, just like impaling them and leaving them in places.
I want to know. Okay, no, like, you know how like in high school people would watch like videos of like beheadings?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to see a video of someone being impaled. Maybe not a real person, maybe like a computer simulation, but I'm interested to see how it worked because the stakes have to be big enough that they're like off the ground. So you're talking like 6-ish feet probably.
Okay.
And they got to be thick enough to not topple over. Actually, they got to be longer than 6 feet because you got to put them enough in the ground that it's not, tipping over with a weight of, everyone was kind of thin and sickly back then, so 150 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to lift someone up on top of that with enough like trajectory that their force coming down is enough to impale them.
I don't think they dropped them from the top. I think
You
they
think
just
they
had them
impaled
on the
them,
ground,
impaled them, and then lifted
yeah.
it up and stuck them in the ground?
Yeah.
That's a lot less dramatic. I'd want to see someone like like a big brute in like a hood. the guy from Shrek.
Yeah.
Like one of those guys should go 1, 2, 3,
and then like throw them.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a lot harder to get the consistent like through the ass out the mouth if you just threw them at it.
Okay, well then maybe you can like lift them up by like their armpits,
like
with
a baby
with rope, like like pull them up with like rope, and then like line it up and then drop them, like let go of the rope.
I guess. I don't actually know how it was done, but if I had to guess, they're lying like flat on their stomach, probably already.
Oh damn, they're face down, ass up.
Yeah, face down, ass up.
Back shots from the impaling stick.
Yeah, getting back shots from Dracula. So yeah, he used his cruelty to enforce morality amongst his people. Women were especially targeted. Anyone that he found out was like having premarital sex, got impaled. Dishonest merchants, he impaled them. Thieves,
reasonable.
he impaled.
Depends on who you're stealing from.
Yeah. And then outside of his capital, he had thousands of Turkish prisoners impaled and then just like left as like a warning to the Ottoman Empire. They like rolled up on it one time and then they saw that and they were like, oh fuck, and then they just turned around and left. Some just stats. 1459, he impaled 30,000 merchants and landowners.
Woke.
And then
based.
In 1460, he impaled another 10,000. Some anecdotes about him, because they're like, a lot of these numbers are hard to confirm because of like the time that it occurred in.
Right.
And same thing with these stories. At one point he ordered like a big ass gold cup to be made, and then
there's pictures of him with like a chalice.
Yeah, he just like left it on like a pedestal outside of his castle without any guards or anything, and everyone was like so afraid of him and being impaled that they just left it alone. Like nobody touched it.
Not bait car 1406. Like what?
Yeah, he was really saying like fucking try it. Like I bet.
Okay.
At some point he hosted like some Turkish noblemen in his castle, and the Turks had like turbans that they were wearing.
Yeah.
And they refused to remove them, and so he just nailed them to their head because he thought it was like disrespectful to him.
Nailed the turbans to their head?
Turbans. Yeah. He just took nails and just like drove it through the turbans into their skulls.
Every like woke step he takes is contradicted by one that's like egregious.
Yeah, he doesn't care who you are. He hates you and he wants to kill you.
I do have to give him credit for being an equal opportunistic murderer. Like at least he's not like, I hate black people. He's like, I just don't like anyone.
Yeah. He invited like a bunch of poor people to a feast at one point, and he was like, yeah, like come on, like I have all this excess food, go ahead, like eat your fill or whatever. And then the like poor people were eating and they were like partying, having a good time because they had never seen like that much food or like this type of food before. They were like enjoying themselves, and he was there and he was like watching and participating with them. And then at some point he says something to the effect of like, oh yeah, like what more could you guys want? And then he boarded up the room that they were in and burned it down. He was like mad at them for being greedy.
Oh, sorry that we're starving and you've given us food.
Yeah. He was driven from his throne in 1462. This is a few years before he died. And then his wife killed herself because she just like jumped out of a building into a river, if I remember right. Like one of the windows on the castle, she just jumped out of it into like a river and died. Because she was like, I'd rather be dead than a prisoner of the Ottoman Empire.
Why was she a prisoner of the Ottoman Empire, though?
No, they were being like
attacked.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then that's where my fucking soju made me fall asleep. Let me see if I could find how he died.
Well, I'm just curious as to where the translation for Dracula comes in.
Well, Dracula means son of the dragon.
Well, no, I'm saying like because Dracula's a vampire, right?
Oh, you mean
like
from
where, like
this guy to the book?
Yeah, like where does that inspiration come in?
I thought I also read something that he like drank blood of his victims.
I think that is probably likely. I feel like I've seen a Monster Quest episode about that. Why was
membership in the Order of the Dragon? Oh, Order of the Dragon, not House of the Dragon. A militant fraternity founded by Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary. The idea that the fictional Dracula is based directly on Vlad the Impaler was popularized by Radu Florescu and Raymond T. McNally in their 1973 book In Search of Dracula, A True History of Dracula and Vampire Legends. Respected scholars who dedicated much of their careers to studying Dracula. The name Dracula is itself a direct connection, if not to Vlad the Impaler himself, then to his lineage. Vlad's full name was Vlad III Draculae.
This says that this makes sense. So first off, one of the inspirations was the name Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Just straight up. And then obviously the Impaler, but they're saying that he had, because aside from the impalement, because he had that like reputation for like terrorizing people, just to terrorize them, like villages and stuff. That's kind of what Dracula does, is he like moves to one spot and like haunts that. Like he moves in the book, he moves to London, and like it's like a curse on London that they have to break.
Gotcha.
And so like because like he targets like a town or whatever and their people and like terrorizes them, that was like the inspiration. So it seems like he had the idea for like a vampire book, but wanted to use like a real life person's methods for it.
Yeah. This says, in the opening section of Dracula, the narrator is summoned to an old castle in a remote region of Romania to meet with a count who goes by Count Dracula, 2 centuries after the Dracula family last held power. At this point, it's worth noting that former nobility in a decaying mansion is a common literary trope. Yeah, aside from just like that, and
I mean the book takes place in Romania.
Yeah,
it takes place in Transylvania, but
yeah, but there's nothing like
about him drinking blood.
Yeah,
I know that.
I don't know where the fuck I heard that. It might have been from like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or some shit.
There's that. Are you sure you're not confusing him with Mary, Queen of Scots?
Did she drink blood?
She did. She bathed in blood and she drank people's blood because she believed it kept her youthful.
I didn't know that about her. I mean, I know she wasn't good. Did Vlad the Impaler drink blood? Did not drink blood, but he may have cried it. What?
That
He
sounds
can
like
drink? He can wait, he can you can cry blood?
yeah. I mean, sure you can.
Hard as shit.
Have you ever seen the video of the people like lifting too heavy and their scalp starts bleeding?
No.
Yeah, I forget what the condition's called, but it's like essentially like blood starts coming out of your pores.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see this thing about crying blood.
I think one of my favorite kind of pieces of lore for vampires is that more often than not, the lore behind them is just tuberculosis.
What, like?
So in because the blueprint for vampires, right? There's like folklore and legends, right? Like Bram Stoker was not the first person to be a vampire author.
Yeah.
But he certainly was someone who set the tone for it and kind of I guess took all the canon, for lack of a better word, and kind of collectivized it into one book.
Okay.
So like, I don't know, you know how like some ghost stories will say like, oh, ghosts are souls of people who are trapped on Earth. And in other ghost stories, they'll say like ghosts are apparitions. In other stories, I'll say they're more like figurative, you know, it like, you know, but there's stories where it's all a little bit of everything. That's kind of how Dracula is. But the whole thing with like vampires is that they don't suck your blood and then they're done with you. You die. They suck your blood and then you become sick and you like over the course of a few months die because they keep coming back to suck your blood. And eventually they suck all your blood out. But when you have tuberculosis, you get sick and you cough up blood. And so like the lore behind people thinking that vampires were real is that you were slowly losing your blood and becoming pale and sickly over the course of a few months. And if a vampire successfully kills you by sucking all your blood out, then you become a vampire.
Gotcha. Why would they keep coming back to you if you're sick? Why would they want sick blood?
It's not sick blood. So it's like it's like essentially anemia. Like it's like you're losing a lot of blood. But they keep coming back to you because it's like an attraction thing. Like they lock on to one victim.
Gotcha.
And keep coming back. That's like the whole like thing is in Dracula, he really likes Elizabeth. And so he's like, first off, I'm gonna fuck you. And secondly, then I'm gonna suck your blood. And then she's like,
can vampires get hard? That's crazy.
He's like, oh my God, I'm so horny. I literally need you to destroy my pussy. And he's like, you bet. And so then he fucks her. And then he's like, I'm also going to just you into biting. And she's like, I'm so kinky. And then he bites her. And then.
Did she end up becoming a vampire at the end of this?
No. If I remember correctly how the book ends, no one dies.
Oh, terrific.
Except Dracula.
How does he die?
Sunlight.
Sunlight.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the more interesting things, this is kind of okay, so this is like one of the more like funny things. So in the book, have you seen the new Nosferatu? Have you seen the trailers or anything?
Nope.
Okay. I can't. Okay. So I was going to start referring to people by their actors' names because it's the same exact story. So essentially in the beginning, the guy that goes there, John, which you just talked about, he is like a real estate broker essentially.
Okay.
So at this point, Dracula has already been like, I'm going to go terrorize London. Like he's made up his mind. And so he goes and he's like, hey, I'm really old and I'm really ill. And my doctor has instructed me to go retreat somewhere where the air is better. So I'm going to go to London of all places, which is like, okay, what is the difference between London and rural Romania? So he finds out that Jonathan's married. And kind of just to basically get under Jonathan's skin, he's like, I'm going to fuck your wife and I'm going to kill her. He doesn't say that to Jonathan's face, but he like makes up his mind. And Jonathan finds out pretty early in the story because basically what happens is he attacks Jonathan. Like he gets Jonathan's blood, and
Okay.
Jonathan gets super, super sick, but he kind of turns his attention towards Jonathan's wife, which is why Jonathan never dies, because he's like, just abandons the whole, like, I'm going to drain you of your blood. So Jonathan gets back to London and he's like, guys, there's a vampire. And so he knows like this professor from some school, and the professor comes because Elizabeth starts to get sick because Dracula comes and he attacks her or whatever. And they like know about vampires. So it's almost like a comic book where they kind of just drop you into the middle of everything. Because like the doctor's just like, yeah, we need to get a silver bullet and garlic and sunlight and a cross.
Okay.
And you're like, wait a minute, you don't discover that he's alert, like that they're like afflicted by these things, like you just know. And essentially like there's ancient texts about vampires, and so they have all this thing, and the garlic really doesn't do much except they make her like a necklace of garlic, and it kind of keeps him away for a little while.
God, the Scotch stink.
Yeah. I mean, everyone probably stunk back
of...
in the 1800s, but
Oh, there's a real estate brokers in the 1800s?
Dracula takes place in the 1800s.
No, there's a movie you're talking about.
Nosferatu?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking about Dracula, but Nosferatu...
I'm so confused.
I was talking about Nosferatu, or Dracula, but
Okay.
Nosferatu is a, like word for word adaptation of Dracula. They just changed the names. And a little bit of the story. Basically, with Nosferatu, the real big difference is that he is a monster. Like, he looks like a monster. He's disgusting. He's creepy.
But Dracula's cute.
Dracula is, for the times, handsome. And so, like, that's the whole thing. I think that Nosferatu's a little bit more compelling because it's the same whole thing of, like, the wife still wants to fuck him, even though he's ugly, because it's, like, his power to, like, seduce people. I think that's a little bit more compelling. But nonetheless, in Dracula, his whole thing is that he has to sleep in a coffin, obviously. But it has to be a coffin that's buried in his homeland. So when he comes to London, he like is like, I'm going to bring these 12 crates of dirt from Romania. And so they're like, oh, cool. We'll just go destroy the dirt. And so they go and they have like this whole thing and they destroy the dirt and they like set his castle. They set his house that he buys, or a castle that he buys in London, on fire. And he's like, fuck, I'm going to die because I can suck people's blood and that'll give me life. But I need to go to sleep and I can't sleep in a coffin that's not in my own dirt. So he's like, I'll just go back to Romania, and then you've won the battle, but you haven't won the war.
That's so funny. Killing Dracula by just keeping him awake for 72 hours.
Well, so he goes back to Romania, and so they're like, well, we won. And then the cowboy's like, no, we didn't. He's still alive. He's just going to come back.
There's just a cowboy that shows up at this point?
He's one of the friends of the doctor.
Okay.
So basically, like, Jonathan gets the So basically, there's a lot of characters here, and the book is also exclusively written in letters, not like typed letters, but like Dear John letters. Like it's like so.
It's like every book is written with the letters. The fuck you on about?
No, like a letter to someone, or like a journal entry.
Okay.
So first off, it's unreliable narrators because they're all crazy. They're like all going crazy. So essentially, there's Jonathan and Elizabeth, right? And then there's John's friend. I forget what the friend's name is. And he has a wife. And then basically, like, when John goes missing, those people are comforting John's wife, Elizabeth. So then John comes back and they're like, okay, there's a vampire. So John's like, okay, I know this guy. He's a professor. So they go so him and his guy friend go get the professor. They tell the women, stay in the kitchen, be a homemaker. We're going to go deal with this. They go get the professor, and the professor's like, I know this American who's going to help us. So the American's like just a random side character. So all 6 of these people now get up and follow Dracula back to Romania. And then they get to Romania and they're like, okay, we got to go storm his castle. And they're like, but he'll expect that we're coming. So we're going to do a twofold attack because he's like telepathically connected to Elizabeth.
Okay.
So basically what happens is the doctor, or the professor doctor guy, and Elizabeth rent a carriage. And they're like, okay, we're going to go on horseback, carriage, whatever. And we're going to walk all the way to Dracula's castle. And then they're like, everyone else, you're going to get on this wooden raft and sail gently up a river to Dracula's castle. And we'll converge there at the very same time. But because Elizabeth will not be near you guys, Dracula will not be able to tell that you guys are coming.
But he's telepathically linked and she knows that they're on the river.
He basically just tells her, don't think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So they basically get to Dracula's castle and there's like this final confrontation, and then the sun starts to rise and he's like, fuck, the sun's here, and then he dies. Like, they don't actually kill him. Well, I think they stab him, but he's not dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'd miss his heart or something like that. But yeah, like the garlic, the silver bullet never comes into play, really. Like, it's just the sunlight kills him.
That's crazy. I'm surprised because I've heard too that vampires can be killed with like dead people blood, or it like poisons them and like slows them down.
There's a lot of different things that can like do that. And then the main difference also with Nosferatu and Dracula is they die at the end of Nosferatu.
Basically, so wait, where does the name Nosferatu come from? Does like that name have any link to anything?
Nosferatu is German for vampire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's name the vampire.
His name is not Nosferatu. His name is Count Orlok.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the book is called Vampire.
The movie is called Vampire.
Oh, yeah, the movie. That's
right.
The movie is called Vampire.
Yeah.
And then Count Orlok
is Dracula. But the book is called Dracula. And then the Dracula is the main character.
Okay.
Yeah. And at the end of Nosferatu, in the 1938 movie, it didn't end this way because probably purity laws, but the wife, and she basically sacrifices herself. She basically lets Dracula drain her blood, but she basically is like, oh my god, it's like 5:30 a.m., so drain my blood now. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you bet. So he drains her blood, and then 6 a.m. comes and the sun comes up and he dies while sucking her blood.
Damn. 30 minutes?
There's not a time, but like it's like almost morning, and she kind of realizes it's almost morning, and so she's like, if I could just keep him busy enough to let the sunshine come through my window, he'll die. In the new movie, they fuck while he's sucking her blood and die together, and then the guy who plays Jonathan watches it happen.
The ultimate cuck.
Yeah,
that's insane. Why?
It's Dracula's super romantic. It's a very like romantic book because it's about like desire, and it's almost about purity. So the main character is really like, they positioned the main guy, Jonathan, in Dracula as like the main character, but the main character is very much like the vampire. So if it's Nosferatu or Dracula, it doesn't matter. The vampire, Orlok or Dracula, they're the main characters, and then the wife is really like the main person, and her whole thing is like she feels undesired. Like she's like, basically she's like, I need to be fucked, and I need to be fucked good, and no one is doing it. And then Dracula is like, I'm here. Basically, what do they call the military when you're on deployment?
Just deployment? What do you
like
mean?
when you're in the military, you're on deployment, your wife fucks someone else.
Cheating?
What is the guy called?
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up because it's very important. Slang term for guy, wife, cheat.
I know I've heard it before, but I cannot.
Jody.
Remember. Oh, that's not a Jody. What I was thinking of.
Basically, Dracula's a Jody.
Okay.
So Jonathan's like, I'm going away on business, and she's like, Dracula, please. But yeah, vampires have like a lot of weird, different, like powers throughout media.
Yeah, which one of these guys turns into a bat?
None of them.
So where the fuck does that come from?
Well, okay, so here's the whole thing. I don't know. I think it might have come from the original Dracula movie. In the Dracula book, he has the power to basically become an apparition in the form of other things. So when they get to London, okay, so now we have to go into the middle part of the book. So basically, he quote unquote kills Jonathan in Romania. Everyone thinks he's dead. And then he's like, okay, I have my dirt. I'm going to go on this boat here, and we're going to go from Romania, and we're going to go to London. So he gets on the boat, and it's called the Dementor. And he basically the entire time like tortures these people on this boat. And by the time it arrives in London, there is no one on the boat because they've all killed themselves or died.
He didn't at least keep the captain alive to fucking park it?
It's a ghost ship.
Oh.
It's just found floating off of...
What about his dirt? How does he get it off the ship? Is he super strong?
No, so it's found floating off the coast of London, and they tow it in. Because vampires have to be invited in.
Yeah.
That's like their whole thing, is they have to be like invited in. So they tow it in. So now he's invited into London.
He has to be invited to the city? I thought it was just people's homes.
No, yes. But like now London has done that. So they open up the ship and a bunch of rats come flooding off.
Okay.
And now there's a plague in London.
Oh.
So it's like a play. Yeah. So I think the bat thing, maybe I haven't seen the original Dracula, but I'm assuming it came from there because he doesn't turn into a bat in there. But there is a movie that I've been meaning to watch. I thought it looked stupid when I saw the trailers, but I didn't put two and two together that it was basically the middle portion of the book. It's called The Last Voyage of the Dementor. And it's like a 2-hour movie about what happens on that ship, because the actual portion in the book is like 100 pages of like this. Well, it goes back and forth, but like it's like a ship log. Of like a captain's ship log, and you have to kind of piece together what's happening. But essentially in the movie The Last Voyage of the Dementor, he looks like a man bat. So he looks like an actual like crazy like winged monster.
Okay.
Which is interesting, but they describe him that way in the book, but it's more so like exaggeration. Like there's an apparition haunting us. But yeah. They have a lot of different powers. Sometimes they're super strong, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they can fly, sometimes they can't.
Sometimes they sparkle.
Have you? Yeah. I watched Twilight for the first time a couple weeks ago.
I watched them when they were coming out. I really liked the music in it, but aside from that, I didn't. I was like,
I thought it was nonsensical, but the thing is, it's a YA book.
Yeah.
Like it's a fan fiction book, essentially.
Yeah.
So those are nonsensical, so I guess for all intents and purposes it was a perfectly normal version of that.
Yeah.
There is a did you ever watch American Horror Story?
I think I watched a little bit of the first season.
Okay, so the 5th season, Hotel, is about vampires. That one had Lady Gaga in it. She was a vampire.
Okay.
And essentially sexy vampires who had orgies. And she would kill people. She didn't suck their blood. She would kill people. She would she had like a little like metal nail that she wore, and she would like slit their throat and then like drink their blood as it like was pouring out of them. But she was like kidnapping kids to become vampires. But they didn't have superpowers in this one. They were just like weird like cult kind of members. Like they had like the whole like they were getting revived, like they were getting their youth and stuff, but they didn't have like superpowers. They weren't able to fly. They were just like normal people who lived a long time because they drank blood. And had like a bunch of vampire kids and vampire orgies. But yeah, I know that for a long time, because of the whole vampire scare, that you know how people used to be buried with bells.
Yeah, in the event they were like still alive or something. Yeah,
there was that. It was also partially because they wanted to see if someone was waking up. Because vampires, you know, a lot of coffins were buried in cages.
What?
So what they would do is they would put the coffin in the ground, and then on top of the coffin they would fit what is that like you know what they like when you're making a big slab of concrete, you put like those metal rods.
The rebar?
They would put like a rebar cage around it.
That's insane. People actually believed in vampires that much. They were burying people different.
Yeah. And do you know what my, like, because remember how I said it kind of came from tuberculosis? they're like, the biggest thing with tuberculosis is that they didn't know how to treat it back then, because we still can't treat it. I mean, if you get tuberculosis now, there's no like, shot, oh, you're good. There's a tuberculosis vaccine to prevent you from getting it, but there's not like a tuberculosis cure. It's just go somewhere dry and arid.
Yeah, that's how it was back in the day.
That's how it is now.
Yeah,
they're like, move to fucking Mesa, Arizona, and it's like, no.
It's supposed to dry out like the liquid that's building in your lungs is the thought process behind it.
Yeah, and it's like at that point, I'll just get a dehumidifier. I'm not moving to Arizona.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fuck Arizona. They got vampires.
I wonder if that's where like the cowboy and vampire lore started because of
Arizona?
Because tuberculosis patients moved to Arizona. It's like that's the Southwest.
Wait, what's the cowboy and vampire lore?
Cowboys and vampires are like always together.
What?
You didn't know?
I haven't seen one cowboy with one vampire.
Really? There's a lot of stories about it. Then, do you know what Sinners is?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
It's a Western. I think it takes place in Mississippi, but it's still a Western style movie.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, well, not cowboys, but like Western people.
Okay.
And vampires, which is cool.
Is it?
And they do an Irish jig in it.
Do you think it's because of that one random cowboy in Dracula that there's so many cowboys with vampires?
It could be. I'll tell you this right now. The cowboy in that movie was a cowboy. He was a stereotype of an American.
Okay.
That's how he was designed. So if Dracula was made today, he'd probably be on, what are those fucking like scooters for fat people called?
Just like the mobility scooters?
They're called something. There's like a special, but yeah, they'd be on one of those. They'd be voting for Trump. Have like a fucking like Big Mac all the time. Like it was just a very like, well, I'm not gonna say racist, but
he's like, the vampire don't like my garlic fries.
Yeah, like he literally was like, let's shoot the vampire. Like that was like his thing. Like, and they were like, no, we can't just like bring guns out willy nilly. Like, that's like he was supposed to be like a very offensive stereotype of an American, but he ended up being kind of like the coolest character. So maybe besides the guy that Willem Dafoe plays in Nosferatu, who's just the doctor who just knows everything.
Wasn't Nicolas Cage the vampire in that one?
No. Bill Skarsgård was the vampire. He plays It. The clown from It.
Who did Nicolas Cage play?
Nicolas Cage did play Dracula. He played Dracula in a movie called Renfield.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that one. Did you see that one?
Yes.
What's the vampire lore in that one?
So it's standard Dracula.
Uh-huh.
And he's Dracula from the 1930s movie, so he has like the slicked back hair, no facial hair. He has facial hair in the book. The movie itself is about Renfield, who is Dracula's little assistant.
Okay.
What
does he need an assistant for?
He's like his what is it called when you like send someone to give a message? Like
a messenger?
No, not like a messenger, like a harbinger.
Oh, yeah, like a harbinger.
Harbinger.
Yeah.
He's like that guy. So he sends him before. So in the book, in Dracula, Renfield is locked in an insane asylum.
Okay.
Because he's fucking crazy. And he ends up breaking out, but he eats bugs and he gets like his powers from eating bugs. And
Renfield or Dracula?
Renfield. And he has like a telepathic thing set up with Dracula.
Okay.
And so he'll be like, master, you can come now, master. So like that's when Dracula knows it's like safe to come. Is like,
why would it be unsafe for him to come?
He's just skeptical.
Oh, okay.
Like that's just, he's just very skeptical. So the movie Renfield was about Renfield, but it's like a dark comedy and it takes place in modern day.
Okay.
So they're both still alive.
Is Renfield also a vampire?
No. What?
He said he gets powers by eating bugs.
Yes, but he's not a vampire in the sense that he sucks people's blood.
Okay.
He's like a weird mutant thing. Nicholas Hoult plays Renfield, which is like completely on brand because he's like a pasty weirdo.
Okay.
Like Nicholas Holt's specialty. But Awkwafina, unfortunately, is in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a movie with Awkwafina in it, but every time I hear that name, I just hear this is a bad movie shortly after.
So Renfield is a bad movie, but it's a bad movie in a sense that it's good.
Mm.
It's one of those movies. Like, it's so nonsensical. Like, the final battle is them with guns.
Vampires with guns.
Yeah, like
hell yeah.
There's like martial arts in it. Like, it's very like it's just stupid. It's like a very stupid movie. But I enjoyed it because I just enjoy anything with Dracula in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dracula is such a fun character that I will watch really anything. Mainly because like you can do him in a stupid way or you can do him in a serious way, and it's probably going to come out fine. And there's just so much lore behind it. So in Nosferatu, the guy Renfield, he's actually Jonathan, the character, the main guy, the real estate brokers, his boss, and he slowly goes crazy and then gets into the insane asylum.
You know a lot about vampires.
Yeah, I love vampires. I'm a huge vampire person. I have a vampire list on Letterboxd, like of all the movies.
How many vampire movies have you seen?
Take a look. The list is called Vampires Heart. So I've seen Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, which was with Gary Oldman of all people, and Keanu Reeves, who plays the main guy. Nosferatu, both the new one and the old one. There's one in the 80s that they made that I still need to see. Sinners, and then Blade, and Twilight.
Yeah, I forgot Blade was a vampire movie.
Blade is one of the better.
To watch Blade.
One of the better. You've never seen it?
Mm-mm.
It's one of the better just renditions of. It's very straightforward. Vampires are bad. I'm gonna kill them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Recently, I was between watching Hellboy or Blade, and I picked Hellboy.
The original Hellboy with Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I heard
that
the new
one
one
and
is
then
bad.
the second one.
I heard the new one is bad. The David Harbour one.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about that movie is the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter reveal. They like pushed it up to 90 and then dropped it down to 3% on the reveal video.
On the new one?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you should watch, if you like vampire stuff, you should watch Sinners. Sinners is kind of like a horror movie almost. It's not, it starts off as a Western and then it transitions into a horror. It changes genres midway through.
Okay. Are they still coming out with that Blade game? Do you know?
I don't know. I didn't know.
I haven't heard anything about that in forever. I just saw the release or the announcement.
Blade is like continuously disrespected.
Yeah.
In the Marvel universe, he's like the easiest person to make stuff for, and they're like, let's disrespect him. Let's see.
I'm targeting 2027 release date. In development by Arcane Lion. I've never heard of this studio. Arcane Lion Games.
They're like, we do.
Let's see, what did they make? Oh, they made Dishonored. Those are good. They made Wolfenstein Youngblood. I don't know if I played that one. They made BioShock 2. There are way more Dishonored games than I knew about. They made Prey. I think I remember people saying that was a good game. I might be wrong about it, but it seems like they're known for like sequels of Wolfenstein and then Dishonored and Deathloop, which was like an okay game. Don't know how that makes me feel.
Well, either way, we'll get out and watch some vampire stuff. Report back. What is your favorite vampire? Would you fuck a vampire?
In what way do you think Vlad impaled people? Dropped them on it or laid them down?
Let us know in the comments of our social media that I'm going to read out right now. We have YouTube, and it's going to pop up right there. YouTube, Learning Curve Pod, new episodes every Thursday, 2:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bluesky, learningcurvepod.bsky.social. Twitter, we are at learncurvepod. Instagram, we are learningcurve.podcast. TikTok, we are at Learning Curve Podcast, where you can leave schizophrenic comments on our posts.
Dude, that was insane, bro.
Go check out our schizophrenic comments and the AI comments. So great. Love those.
We have
Keep them
AI
coming.
comments now too?
Yeah.
On which one?
I forget what it is, but I'll show you after we're done.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.